Alright guys, welcome back to the up and down match.
So we're trying to get you guys the details before that super secret special announcement, but 2 minutes is not enough for that much of epicness. Basically, it's going to be Yellow versus Boxer. There will be announcements on GOMTV.net. Check that out, and you can get all the information later. It will be happening next week, not tomorrow.
Yeah, next week. Also remember guys, what we've got going on here is that Inca's 0-2. It's impossible for him to be able to make it to Code S, but Leenock, on the other hand, is 1-1. He has to win all of his next matches. He's going to win this one and the next one. Then we'll have a 3-way tie at 3-1.
Yep.
So if he loses this game, it's it. Then it's over, and Keen and Alive will advance to Code S. If Leenock wins the next 2 matches in a row, he'll be 3-1. We'll have a 3-way tie, and they'll all play off to see who makes it. So that's what's going to happen. Now you guys know all the details.
Yep.
Or like we had that 2-minute break to like restart our brains and figure
the numbers
out.
off cast when we can actually figure out numbers. So yeah, this match is very important for Leenock. He needs to win
Inca,
this.
you know, it doesn't really matter that much, but he's going to do his best anyways.
Yeah.
If he wins this, it's still impossible for him to get Code S, but he wants to do his best he can. I'm sure it affects his Code A seeding, and plus it just affects his pride, man.
Yep. He was a GSL finalist at one point.
Yes.
So showed that his PVZ wasn't the strongest against Nesty, but no one's strong against Nesty, who's a monster.
All right, guys. Leenock's got to win these next 2 games. If he doesn't, Alive and Keen will advance. Otherwise, we'll have a 3-way tie. All right, so Inca controlling the fate of the Code S over here at the left position of the map. Not quite 9 o'clock, about 9:30. He is.
Inca.
And over here, the right side of the map, member of the team FXO, of the Foyu clan. He is.
Leenock Foyu.
Leenock Foyu.
So this match is pivotal for Leenock to win and get back into Code S.
Yep.
He was actually knocked down to Code B not too long ago, and he actually made it through the Code A qualifiers, or Code B qualifiers, depending on how you want to call it. Very difficult to do. A lot of players will be trying to do that next week on August 2nd and 3rd. We will actually be broadcasting that in some capacity through GOMTV.net.
So stay tuned for that.
Yep.
So right now, Inca is going to be going for a fast expand of some type. It looks like it's going to be a Nexus first. He could throw a Forge down, just doesn't have a probe over there. So I'm thinking it's going to be a Nexus first. Meanwhile, Leenock is going Hatch first as well, and this probe is going to scout it.
Yeah, good timing on the probe. Maybe he's going to scout it. Yes, he does. Okay. So he knows exactly what Leenock's doing. Surprise, surprise. It's going to allow him to be a little bit more confident in his build.
He's going to drop that Nexus.
Yep. He can put the Nexus before he gets the Forge up for the cannons or any sort of gateway.
He's doing a very bold wall off, making it all the way up at this choke point.
Well, it's interesting because you can't hold it against the when the rocks are broken. Yeah, when the rocks are broken. But those rocks do take a little while to go down when there's not too many Zerglings on the field. So he's safe for a little while, and then he can always have the time to build a second wall off at his lower ramp to his third if he needs to.
Very true. He's going to take another building for this to wall off. A lot of players like to use the ramp to sort of form their wall off on this map, but making it here is pretty cool and nice idea.
It gives you a lot of open space to keep your units behind there and just reinforce safely instead of having a choke point that the Zerg units can run around.
That drone being very annoying trying to stop the wall off, but Inca does chase it away.
Gateway and the Forge finishing at the same time allows him to get units and the photon cannons at the same time.
He's probably going to make a Cybernex core to finish that wall off.
Possibly.
Doesn't quite have enough resources yet.
Yeah, so it's interesting because based on his pylon placement, he does actually have the ability to place photon cannons anywhere he wants. They're in a really nice position. He can also finish that wall off with pylon power from that original pylon.
That's actually really good wall off. And there goes the Cybernex core to seal the deal. This guy's probes transferred. He's got his gases up. He's all ready. He's all comfortable.
Meanwhile, Leenock is just droning up, getting his queens.
Roach Warren. That's pretty early.
It is early, but you do need to get it up early to get out the roaches that you want to be able to do any sort of aggressive push. Not only do you want to try to break it and win the game right there, but you want to make sure that the Protoss player is investing a lot in defense. Kind of like when a Terran is being aggressive to a Zerg, not necessarily to do damage, but to prevent them from really powering up their economy.
That probe just wants to make sure there's no fast third coming out for Leenock. He makes a Stargate back at home. Pretty common to see Process do this after they fast expand. They get the first Void Ray out, which is the powerful unit, then they follow up with Phoenixes, pick up Queens, kill Overlords.
Well, when the Zerg player sees that the Protoss is expanding to a first base, so having 2 bases overall, he can get 2 bases himself, but really he wants to stay a base ahead, so he might try to be aggressive and get a third. And when you spread yourself out thin like that, it's very difficult to defend against the air units from the Stargate.
Oh, Larva got cancelled. Canceled Larva sounds so sad.
Yeah. You just squished it.
It's like an abortion. It's like, no!
Is that how abortions sound?
I don't want to talk about abortion on cast, man. It's like, that might be a controversial topic. That probe does get taken out. Oh, you guys didn't get a shot of it. Anyway, I think Inca kind of knows what's going on at this point. He's able to see the roaches.
Yeah, the roaches and the Zerglings are moving across the field, so if they can get in there in time, they can do some significant damage. But there's 2 photon cannons going up. The Void Ray is going to be finished. However, Inca is actually supply blocked temporarily.
Yeah,
and the first photon cannon is going to be taken down by the roaches, but the Void Ray is out in time. Going to allow...
This is probably gonna work. I think if he gets that forge down, he's gonna be able to come in and do a ton of damage. But he is gonna try to wall with photon or with pylons behind this.
But there's
Cannon
only
goes
one
down.
pylon powering everything. If he can take down the forge and take down that last pylon, he can prevent anything else from being produced except air units.
Nice force field, keeping that pylon alive, and actually Inca may be able to hold, but the gateway is gonna go down. The gateway goes down, the Zerglings get in, but the cannon here is gonna come up and help finish things off.
That's a lot of Zerglings getting into the main base. They are going to be able to do a lot of damage to these probes, but the probes are trying to get on top of each other and defend as much as they can. Just delay it long enough that the wall can get back up and that the Void Ray can get here and start doing damage to chase the Zerglings away. 2 Void Rays out now, so there's going to be a lot of damage coming out here from the air. But these Zerglings are still running around, keeping the Protoss busy.
There's a 3rd Void Ray on the way. The wall, of course, like you said, has been recompleted. Inca has Warp Gate research now. But he's at this weird position where he's like, do I take a 3rd base or do I add a bunch of gateways and attack Leenock? Leenock, on the other hand, is taking a 3rd. His attack was pretty much thwarted. It was really close. I thought he was going to end the game with that attack.
Yeah,
the second Void Ray came out, and he was able to keep his probes alive. He just did a great job of continuing to wall with those pylons. 2 spores on the way for Leenock, so he's going to be prepared for these Void Rays.
Yeah, but having 3 Void Rays is very, very scary. They do a lot of damage very quickly.
You can control the watchtowers with those. You can kill Overlords.
Also, the Zerg player has not destroyed his own rocks, so the Void Rays can charge up on those before going into battle. You want to have those Void Rays charged as long as possible when you do get into a fight. But the Zerglings are going to try to do a counterattack, take down the rocks, prevent the 3rd from Inca from going up.
He's going to take those out with these Void Rays. So Inca in a pretty good spot from here. He's got a decent amount of tech. Can add some more gates. He's got a 3rd base going up. He's gotten for almost for free. Leenock's 3rd base finishing up around the same time. He's not droned it up quite yet, though. He's continuing to control the middle of the map with these Void Rays, which I really like. In fact, Leenock, does he even know the 3rd base is there? He doesn't know, but he actually has sneaked some Zerglings by the Void Rays. He's still attacking those rocks.
Got another gateway going up as soon as the air forces get taken out.
Oh, he's not going to want to fight these queens.
Whoa, that is 5 queens. You do not want to fight that yet.
Yeah, that is 5 queens. You don't want to go near that. Just
5
don't mess
queens
with
do
that,
a lot
man.
of damage themselves, but the main thing is they can transfuse all on each other, so keep them alive forever.
Those rocks getting dangerously low, and he's going to find out about this 3rd base pretty soon.
We do also have a Twilight Council coming out, and the upgrades for the ground units.
Yeah, I got to get out of here.
6 queens now.
Does keep the Void Rays from taking damage. The Phoenix ticks a little bit, though. Just trying to kill Overlords, continue to pressure Leenock, scare him. He wants him to force. He wants to force him into Hydras, which he has.
Yeah.
Hydras at cross map on this huge map are terrible.
That is true. It's going to make it very difficult for the Hydras to get to the base of the Protoss anytime soon. However, having 6 queens out now gets them the energy to put down a crazy number of creep tumors when he is ready to move out, and he can actually get across the map in only a few minutes. It's really interesting to see if it does happen.
Yeah, he's just going to target down some of these drones. Wants to keep these Void Rays from taking too much damage, though. Needs to get out. Does get out, and the Lings have finally been spotted, but they are going to break those rocks down. It's too late.
There's only 5 Lings there, though, and there's 7
a photon
sentries,
cannon, 7 sentries,
and a few stalkers.
Yep. But he was able to see the 3rd and destroy the rocks. Destroying the rocks within itself
and take out a probe
later on. Hydralisks are finishing up the range coming out, so he's got 6 Hydras on the way, Hydralisk range, and +2 missile attacks in the finish up. He's got drops on the way. He's going to try to do some Hydralisk drops, but with Void Rays out in the middle of the map and Phoenixes as well, very difficult to pull that off. I really like that Inca's getting aggressive on the map now. He realizes he's been checking with the Void Rays so many times, realizing, okay, you don't have that many units out. I can actually be aggressive. He's going to hit this 4th base of Leenock. Leenock's probably going to have to cancel that.
Yeah, and the units that Leenock did invest in is mainly those queens. So without those queens being able to be mobile on the rest of the field,
and Inca has Blink and a ton of force fields. Hydralisks do have range, though. Good force fields here, trapping a lot of those Zerglings. The Queen's taking a lot of hits. Nice
those transfuses. Yep.
And then charge up on these rocks. I'm not sure if Inca should attack here, though. I think he should go home. I don't think this is going to really work the way he wants it to. It's too soon. He needs to go home and wait for his Colossi. 16 roaches in production.
Yeah, that is going to be scary.
And he's going to have +2 missile attacks as well.
There's also an expansion starting in the bottom part of the map for Leenock. Leenock knows that he can't get any expansion close, so he's just going to try to spread them out all across the map. Maybe one will get scattered and get taken out, but hopefully there'll be enough that continue to get produced that he can continue to mine at a very good rate. There are pylons around the map as well, so when the fight happens, Inca can reinforce very quickly.
I like that he's going to back up here because there's no way for him to fight this army. Well, Leenock's on creep. Well, he's got the better concave. And it looks like Leenock is actually just going to go for an aggressive move here, moving a ton of Overlords, even bringing his Queens here. He should probably just lift those Queens in the Overlords and drop them instead.
Yeah, Queen Cavalry.
Some good forces. Remember, these Hydras are off creep now, so he can win this fight. He does have some Colossi. He's got 1. He's about to have 2. +3 weapons on the way for Inca.
Yeah, +3 attack for those Stalkers is really crazy, especially when they have Blink and all the other upgrades they need.
Oh, this is a huge drop. This is the mega drop.
Oh,
look at this
God.
drop. Oh my God.
There's Queens in that mix.
Every unit in the world inside those Overlords, and here they come. Inca doesn't realize what's going on. Everything's dropping in his base.
And there's still some roaches on the front to keep his army distracted as long as possible. I don't know what Inca's going to choose to do in this situation. There's still a bunch of units in those Overlords. They all finished dropping down.
The Colossi AI makes them walk over first, as well as the Void Rays. This is exactly what Leenock wanted to have happen.
A lot of Void Rays going down to those Hydralisks immediately. And
the wall off makes it so that Inca has to walk all the way around his entire base before he can deal with Leenock's drop.
The entire main of Inca is completely gone. This is a beautiful drop by Leenock. The exact right timing for this. Oh my God.
Good forces here. The Colossi doing some serious damage. But this drop is buying him time. And even if he kills everything in this drop, he's still going to be playing from so far behind. And he will kill everything. Guardian Shield's going up. Zealots, Colossi, and Stalkers crushing through this army of Leenock. But Leenock has already remade most of it. He's still got a 30 supply lead.
Yeah, Inca is really far behind with his supply and his gateways. He has to rebuild a lot of those, otherwise he can't reinforce like we were talking about before. And Leenock knows this, so he is going for a 4th and a 5th base at the same time.
He's getting Banelings, he's got Infestors, he's got tons of Roaches out. He's remaxed in Roaches, Banelings, and Infestors, realizing the composition of Inca is not one that he wants to fight with Hydralisks.
But this is still a scary army by the Protoss.
Yeah, but with good Fungals and with good Baneling drops, this is going to be so, I don't want to say easy for Leenock to deal with, but it's deal-withable.
Yes.
I just made up a word. And he does kill his Hatcher, going to kill the drones here as well.
But we do have Baneling bombs in these Overlords ready. Those Overlords are getting dangerously close. A lot of Banelings are going to be dropped on. The Fungals go down as well. A lot of these Stalkers are not able to blink away. Some finally do, but a lot go down before that happens. The Colossi doing a ton of damage behind the really nicely placed force fields. None of the Protoss units are now dying. This is going very, very well for Inca. He's going to be able to take out this army, regenerate his shields, and just continue on pushing to the main. Do a little counterattack. He's going to get his revenge.
But
really, really good.
26 roaches are on the way, and when those pop out, he is probably going to be able to hold this. Depends on the blink micro and the force fields. Here they come. They're coming out now, and he's going to get flanked. The Roach is coming from two sides, and the Colossi not able to get all of their damage done the way they want to. He targets down the Colossi, all the Colossi fall, and Leenock looks like he is going to take this game. He's crushing the entire army of Inca.
Yeah, that does go down very quickly, and it's very hard for Inca to reinforce because he did lose all those warp gates before. However, it does force a lot of the army of Leenock to stay in his base. It's going to be very difficult for him to reinforce. However, his fourth base at the bottom of the map is up, but it does not have a lot of drones there mining. Actually, it has 0 at the moment, so it's not even being useful. It's 4 base, well, 3 base, even though the main is gone, compared to 3 bases of the Zerg player as well. So Inca has a slight economic lead, even though he's got fewer workers.
This is true. The composition is much better for Leenock. The army is larger as well. It's just like you were saying, that base at the bottom isn't really being used right now. If Inca can hold on a little bit longer... Nice little changeling there. Hasn't been noticed. If he can hold on a little bit longer against this pretty strong Roach army from Leenock, be in pretty good shape. But even so, Leenock can now aggressively expand and catch up. Something that Inca cannot do is be aggressive.
It almost seems like
Look at the
Leenock
production
completely
tab.
forgot about his bottom base.
The production tab there for a second had a bunch of stuff in production for Leenock, and Inca just, it's again like it looks like it is right now. It's just completely blank because he can't make anything. His gateways are on cooldown. He lost all those. These Roaches shouldn't be engaging right now, I don't think.
No, but they are quite quick. Even off creep, they're going to be able to run away, no problem.
Remember, Inca does have +3, whereas Leenock only has +2. No carapace upgrades and no armor upgrades, so 3-0 versus 2-0 in the favor of Inca. Just so many Roaches, and there's one Infestor in the mix as well as Banelings to drop. He's warping a ton more Stalkers and wants to engage that's just right, doesn't want to mess up. If one fungal goes off, it could change the entire tide of the battle.
Very true. It's really interesting to see how they both had a successful attack.
Oh, needs to target down the hatchery. He will get it.
He gets the hatchery. All these drones are on their own at the moment, but the Roaches are going to be able to clean this up. However, seeing that the Roaches are out of position, the Protoss army is going to be able to move across the field and take out a lot of the reinforcements. If you were to blink, you'd be able to take out a lot of those Overlords with the Banelings in him. However, he's going to meet up with the Roach army instead.
He needs to not fight this army.
Yes, his Zealots are stuck in the back. They are going to get fungal. Beautiful fungal there. Some of the Stalkers are not able to blink. The Roaches are going to power through a lot of this Stalker army, even though it can blink away when it does get damaged. The Infestor in the background just spitting creep on the ground.
And it looks like the Concave is a little bit better here for Inca. This is a close game, Torch.
This is very close. Back and forth. One player wins the battle, then the next player wins the next battle, and just keeps going back and forth.
He was able to kill that hatchery at the bottom. That's huge, because Leenock was basically on no mining for a little bit of time, but now he's got that other base up. He's got one mining base. Leenock now does have that base, and they're both kind of sitting on one base. Their economy is a little bit similar. Inca having just a little bit better income per minute. Both of these guys need to take another base, though. And
yeah, that's
Leenock
very true.
is in a much better position to do so, I think, given that he's got a more mobile army, a more strong army. The Stalker Force, yeah, with Blink it's mobile, Stalkers are fast, but they're just not, there's not enough of them. He gets caught in a weird position like we saw last battle, you just get crushed.
Yeah. We also have a lot of long-distance mining from Leenock. That's actually really good.
Yeah, that's something Inca actually should be doing.
Yeah, the probes at Inca's base are just doing nothing. If he took half of them and sent them away, he'd be getting the same amount of minerals from the one base, but then you also get a little bit more from the long-distance mining. But that's okay at the moment. He is trying to get a Dark Shrine. He got a Warp Prism out, so he can start to warp in some DTs anywhere on the map.
Inca wanted to take the north base, but he saw that the Changeling and the Overseer were coming, so he actually canceled it, but now has remade it. I like this
Here goes that
Warp
Prism.
Use this Warp Prism to drop in the main, maybe take out some tech structures with some +3 weapon Zealots.
Or take out that Hive that is in production right now.
He wants to get the Infestation, but that would be the best thing for him here. That Overseer does finally get taken out.
Unfortunately for him, he's going to fly right over this Spore Colony. It's going to do a lot of damage. He's not going to actually be able to warp in too much. He knows that, so he tries to back away. But not before taking a ridiculous amount of damage. Those Warp Prisms are so incredibly fragile.
Dark Templar out in the mix now. 3 of them.
Yep. They have to take down the Spore Crawler so they can't be detected, and then they have to take down whatever tech structure they're looking to do right now. Meanwhile, a DT is in the other mining base of Leenock.
And that one DT...
They are actually most likely going to be able to get this hive down before it gets any sort of detection in the area. That's going to be huge if they can do that, and they do succeed in taking down the hive. No tier 3 tech is coming out here.
Yep. That was pretty huge, and now supply-wise, Inca's only 6 supply down. He's got a Zealot at every possible base in the south that Leenock could take. He has taken that north base. Probes are transferring over there now, and Leenock's not going to see this. He doesn't know what's going on. This is a really close game, but I think Inca's starting to get back in it. He's got a lot of dropships here.
Yeah, this War Prism is being very effective for him right now. He can drop the DTs in, do some damage, run away, attack a different location if he wants, or just come back to the same spot. He's going to take down the Spore Crawler, he's going to probably take down the Queen, and then he's going to take down the Roach Warren.
In the middle of the map is going to go in Inca's favor if he controls the Stalkers. Well, there are a lot of infestors, but not that many actual attacking units. The Roach Warren will go down here. That means no more Roaches, at least not temporarily.
There is a Spore Crawler, but it was lifted at the time, so it didn't detect that DT walking in. However, it does get fungal growth, which does reveal cloaked units and immobilizes them.
All right, so Leenock's on 2 mining bases, Inca's on 2 mining bases, both of them in a very scrappy situation to get there. So now they've both been able to secure 2 bases. There's a Spore Crawler at both of Leenock's bases. Actually, only at one of them. He doesn't have one of his new, he's making into a lair to make into a hive.
Yeah, and Inca, knowing that there can't be any more Roaches anytime soon, does start to get Colossi once again.
And he's being very aggressive with them. There are a lot of Infestors here, but Infestors do not do well against Colossi. He doesn't have Neural Parasite.
That's going to be a huge mistake.
But
if he had
so
Neural
many
Parasite,
Banelings.
you can take a lot of the units away from the Protoss. Wow, that's a lot of Infestors.
Yeah, it's like, there don't maybe too many Infestors. That's actually like 11 Infestors right there.
Wow.
That's actually 13 Infestors.
Just infinite fungal growths.
Yeah, the fungals are going to be pretty good. Inca very nervous to engage here. He is starting to get his armor upgrades finally. That's something Leenock has not been able to do. Leenock actually banking up a lot of resources, but because he lost so much tech, he lost his Roach Warren, his spawning pool, his lair and hive, so he has to rebuild the lair. Now he's rebuilding the hive there. Yep. He lost a lot of tech, so he hasn't been able to keep remaxing. He doesn't want to make units that are useless, and then he lost, it's like he's only been able to make Infestors because he didn't have a spawning pool or a Roach Warren. Or a Spire, like what are you going to do? That's what you just make.
And he continues to be really harassful with these DTs.
Yeah, I like
just
this.
a bit of damage here and there. That's exactly
Saves
what he needs to do. Wow.
What?
Wow.
Inca really showcasing some awesome PvZ play here today.
The Roach Warren going back up. Inca scouts that, so he knows exactly when he needs to go in before a new wave of Roaches
I'd like to see him attack now, and it looks like that's what he's going to do. Remember, these units, he doesn't want to have them very balled up.
Yeah, if he can minimize the damage of the fungal growths and allow a lot of... he's got to go.
He needs to go soon. He's giving Leenock the chance to remax.
Yep, 13 more Roaches on the way, and now Neural Parasite is being made like you were talking about
7 Dark Templar warping in. He's making them into Archons. I like this.
The Hive is going to finish. The Spire is going to finish. That's going to trigger a Greater Spire. Yep.
And Neural Parasite is getting about 2/3 done. 5 Corruptors on the way. Inca needs to go now. And he is going. This could be the end of the game. This battle is really going to decide how this game ends. Inca with a decent split here. A lot of burrowing, or a lot of movement back away from Inca's army. He wants to avoid it. He's going to lose his hive again. The drones barely escaping. This does put Leenock on 1 mining base. And he decides to avoid the engagement. He wants to engage where he has the better concave. Here we go! A lot of Colossi doing tons of damage to these Roaches, and the Banelings were very far away. Now they're being dropped on top of the Stalkers, but also hitting Archons, which
everything got
fire.
Fungal growth. A lot of damage going on here, but a lot of army trading going on as well. Inca comes slightly on top of that battle with a bit more supply, but the Colossi are still alive. A lot of Archons still in the mix. Tons of Blink Stalkers. These Stalkers are very well upgraded. They're going to be able to take down this last mining base like you were talking about. Without that, even though the tech is out there for the Greater Spire of Leenock, he's not going to be able to get any Broodlords on the field. These Archons do a ton of damage to all Zerg units. There's nothing left here for Leenock to mine from. Even though these Corruptors are out here to take down the Colossi, there's still so many Stalkers. More are going to be warped in very soon.
No mining base for Leenock. The one he's trying to remake is going to be killed by a Zealot. Maybe we'll get a shot of it at the bottom right, but this battle's still going on. He's trying to make a hatchery, and the one Zealot's been following the drone.
Inca dropping down to Code A, but dragging Leenock with him.
Yes. Took that Leenock octopus by the tentacle, dragging him down, and That was some great Protoss play. I thought Leenock had all the advantages. I thought he was so ahead after that failed attack by Inca, and this is nuts, man. Like, I can't believe he was able to come back. That was great play. The Zealots attacking the hatcheries, keeping Leenock on low base. He had Zealots all over the entire map. He was making sure there were no hatcheries. He was doing such a great job. Like, he was doing the Dark Templar drops and then harassing the only 2 bases he knew. He kept checking both these guys. He kept checking, and then he like was about to make a nexus next to Leenock's army, and he was able to scout that the army was there, so he canceled it, then remade it again at the right time. He did everything right.
He was going for every single upgrade except for Ultralisk. Just a lot of different usage of both armies. A really great drop from Leenock early in the game. Took out the complete main of Inca. But the thing is that he took out the main, but the main actually only had a Nexus and 4 gateways. It crippled Inca for a little while. It prevented him from doing any sort of attack. But then the harassment, as you were talking about, and all those other things that Inca was able to do, helped him just slowly gain more and more of a lead until that final battle.
Leenock was just too nervous to make another hatchery. And
yeah,
I would be too if there were a Zealot at every single base. Like, what do? There's a Zealot at every single base. They're like, well, I want to make a hatchery here, but the Zealot's going to kill my drone before it gets there.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I could move my army, but if I move my army away, I've only got 2 mining bases. He'll just kill one of my bases, so it's very scary to take a third. But if Leenock were able to get a 3rd mining base up, he would have been in a much better shape. But staying on those 2 bases, and when there's DTs in there killing drones left and right, they're killing your hive, which isn't even finished yet, so you can't start your greater spire. You didn't even have a spire yet at that point. And then he killed the spawning pool and the roach swarm, and he kept remaxing. And I can't stress you guys enough, Inca was down like 40 supply for the majority of that game, and he was able to come back with some great harassment. The Zealots that killed that one hatchery down at the south, that was like the turning point of the game.
Them and the DTs. The
DTs
came in right before, or right as the hive finished, before the greater spire could get up. If there was a greater spire on the field, that would have completely changed the battle. But I think Leenock was a little too safe that game. He wasn't as aggressive as he really could have been. He had a lot of infestors on the field, so he could have moved out a little bit. Fungal growth, a lot of the army, taking out a few of the units and then backed off. A lot of different things that he could have done, but he just sat in his base. He was a little too scared, like you were talking about, and he didn't get the base lead that he really needed to continue to win, or continue to be leading in that game, and eventually just lost it.
Made the right composition. He always had the right amount of roaches, but then, like you were saying, he just did it a little bit too passively.
Yeah.
Every time Inca would try to engage, and then he would find out the Leenock's army was too big. Inca would run away, and Leenock would just not chase him. He'd be like, oh, and I'm sitting there going, Inca's in trouble, man. If Leenock goes, he's just going to die, and then he just wouldn't. Then he had the +3 up a little bit faster, so that in those cases where Leenock had more roaches and he had stalkers and he had a better concave, he was able to hold his own just a little bit because he had that faster +3. And Leenock actually, he got +2, then he never got the hive to get the +3, and then he also didn't get the Carapace upgrades either, so he was kind of behind, and Inca started getting those armor upgrades as well. So Leenock, obviously a little bit frustrated with how that went for him. He played a good game, and it's really frustrating to be in the booth going, well, Inca can't even make it, and he just prevented me from making it. You know, it's a very frustrating feeling.
There's nothing in it for
I would
Inca
actually
to
probably
gain
cry,
in that situation.
man. I would probably be in that booth crying. I'd be like...
You can go back there if you want to.
I'd go and slap Inca. I'm like, why did you do that, man? Like, I thought we were friends. Well,
so a lot of interesting things happened today. We do actually have a live and Keen moving on, both moving on 3-1. Both Terrans again. A lot of Terrans moving up to Code S this season. I like it. Most people won't, but too bad.
Well, the better players move on. That's just how it is. Yeah. To me, I don't look at it as a race. It's like, oh, well, Terrans are moving on. What does it mean?
It means that the better players chose Terran today.
I love when people are like, such and such is happening. What does it mean? Like, I noticed this one pattern. It must mean something. I'm going to write an article about it.
Well, we almost had all on one side win again today too. So today was day left. Yesterday was day right.
The first day was day split. It was like some on both sides.
Try to vary it up for you guys at home. So a lot of interesting games today. We also have a very interesting finals. The first mirror match, ZVZ Nest-T versus Losira.
Yep. It's going to be on Saturday at 4:10 p.m. at
Korean
Yonsei
time.
University. Yes, Korean time. So remember, guys, 2 hours earlier than normal if you're watching from non-Korean time. Just remember that
1 hour delayed from our normal final time. We're trying to give as much time to the MLG broadcast as possible, so you guys can watch MLG, and then as soon as that finishes, you can start watching GSL. It's going to be a crazy weekend of esports. Also, following that, next week we got a lot of other interesting things happen. Stay tuned to GOMTV.net There'll be a lot of other announcements coming out soon. You can get the details for the Boxer versus Yellow match that'll be going on in StarCraft 2. The Code A qualifiers will be broadcast to you guys as well, so you can start to get more than just Twitter updates for how your favorite players are trying to make it into the Code A.
And then remember, we've got GSTL on Thursday and Friday as well, so a lot of different things going on. Don't miss any of them. Yeah, it's like some people are like, well, Wolf, I don't know if that's possible. I'd have to be awake for like 4 days straight.
Yeah,
to see
that's
all
fine.
That stuff.
Get some Pepsi, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, get some Pepsi. It's pretty good. Get some Pepsi Next if you're worried about the calories, because Pepsi Next has no calories.
And if you have an old computer, get some G-Skill RAM, so you can actually watch 2 StarCraft streams at the same time. Maybe watch some VODs as well as the normal stuff going on.
Yeah.
And also, if you are on a mobile device, you can start to watch live.
You can watch your finals on live. You could just get out your iPad and watch it there, your iPhone.
You can have a little
iPod
3D,
Touch.
you have a computer, and then your iPhone at the same time.
So here's our match results, guys. Take a look at that.
In a second.
So this guy stays in Code S.
With
you can see
different
next
hair.
to the Code S medallion, and there's Keen now in Code S. Inca now in Code A, fortunately for him, and Leenock stays in Code A, unfortunately. Got dragged back down by the Inca, and Bonbon stays in Code A as well. So there's the results. Put in another way, 3-1 for both Alive and Keen. Inca lost 1 win, 2 losses. Leenock 1 win, 2 losses, and Bonbons didn't win anything at all. No 4-0s today.
Nope. The other 2 days had a 4-0, a very dominating play from 2 different players. But overall, Terran wins.
Overall, Terran wins. Thanks for putting it in such a nice way. It's a simple way. So remember, guys, as we were talking about, the Yonsei University Grand Hall at 4:10 p.m. KST. That's 3:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep. Remember to tune in on GOMTV.net or m.gomtv.net if you're on a mobile device. Get some friends, have a party, drink some Pepsi, cheer for your favorite player, vote online who you think is going to win. You can also submit cheerfuls that we can show for you guys at the finals. You can check out GOMTV.net for the details on how to do that. I believe there's also some posts on Team Liquid, one of the great community sites in StarCraft 2. Also, any of the other community sites are doing a lot to support esports, support them as well. It's just so much exciting stuff is going on. It's a great time for esports, and yeah, I don't know what to say.
Nothing else to say, man. It's just going to be an esports weekend, an esports week.
Esports
We're going to be living
year.
the esports life. So there you guys can see premium members can watch the GSL Live to iPhone or iPad. Go to twitter.com/GOMTV to follow them on Twitter, and go to m.gomtv.net, like we were saying, on your mobile phone. Not only to watch, but also to look up records, the calendar, all that stuff, everything.
Yep,
So,
very easy to see.
great website. In fact, you can even use it on your computer. It's very simple. If you want to just see everything in a very simple format, you can go to m.gomtv.net on your actual computer, and you can look at it.
Yeah, I've done it multiple times.
I have too, man. It's good.
Yep.
So
Ooh.
Torch, it's been good casting with you these past few days.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
We will be having some other people come back for Code A next season, so they will be here very soon, trying to bolster our ranks and give you guys as much flavor as we possibly can. Some people like certain casters, like Tasteosis. Actually, everyone loves them.
Yeah, who doesn't, man?
But we want to try to cater to as many different flavors as we can for you guys. Let us know what feedback you have, how we can improve in other ways, not just in casters, what we can do to give you the best viewing experience at home and continue to make things as good as they possibly can be, because esports is amazing. We know it. You know it. Make your friends know it.
Yeah, tell
That's
your
the main
friends
thing.
about esports being amazing. Tell your parents. Tell your girlfriend. Tell your cat.
Tell your boyfriend.
Yeah. Tell your boyfriend. Tell your cousins. Tell your grandma.
Not your cousins.
Tell your grandma. Tell your nephew. Tell your niece. Tell your second cousin.
All right, going a little too far here.
You're like going to Subway and they're like, what kind of sandwich do you want? And you're like, do you know about GOMTV.net? They're like, I'm sorry, what? And you're like, do you know about GOMTV.net? And they're like, no. And you're like, well, you should go check it out. They're like, okay, well, what kind of sandwich do you want? You're like, I'm just saying.
No, you shouldn't tell them. You should load it up on your mobile device and show them, hey, this is GOMTV, check it out.
Yeah, show them. Like, it's alive and you're just showing them on your phone. That'd be awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you all next time.
I would never ever do those things to you. We could run away if you wanted to. I've been waiting